Like, don't bleed on someone who never cut you.
Mm,
It's okay to be messy and have a wound and be bloody, but it's not somebody else's job to fix it or sew
correct.
you up. And don't bring that mess to the next thing and bleed all over them, you know? And
Hmm.
I love that.
You know, that what that reminds me of is, as you're speaking, is like, yeah, the moment if we're, and I've totally like, you made me so mad before. And, you know, and maybe that's like me to look at the trigger, you know, as my teacher and that sort of thing. But yeah, I feel like the moment that we do that, it's kind of like pointing the blame, or it's like stepping into a victimhood mentality versus like that taking personal responsibility of how we're feeling. Because I feel like we can still be messy, we can honor our emotions, and we can also honor other people's boundaries. We can be respectful, we can be kind, and that sort of thing. And also, it's like, hey, if you need a little space, for me, sometimes I'm like, I just need a little distance, little time to really like get to how I feel. I don't want to say anything, you know, impulsively that hurts someone's feelings or that isn't like, you know, my deepest truth of the moment. Like maybe I need to go journal something or just like sit with myself and my emotions for a second. And I can now voice that versus just like, peace, I'm gone. You know? Um, and so I think that that's just kind of like the victimhood and personal responsibility. Cause I think there's so much power in taking ownership and personal and having that personal responsibility, but there is a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of freedom because I believe that's how we start to co-create our lives and the lives that we want. But it is also a lot of responsibility to say that, like, okay, I am the common denominator in all of my relationships and all of my successes and all of my failures. Like when I showed up, when I didn't show up, it was the common denominator was me.
Mm.
And so like I learned that whenever I noticed a pattern in certain characteristics that I was dating different people. And I was like, wait a second, it's like this in a different form or this in a form, but the common denominator is me. So I got to get real with myself and ask myself questions and that sort of thing too.